So in the last video, I said I was going to sell this phone. That was, I was celebrating like I had sold it. So that was about a week ago, close to a week, maybe a few days ago, slash close to a week ago now since I recorded that video. And I've still not sold the phone. Still the phone I'm using to record this video. So let me just tell you what's happened. So basically, earlier that day or that afternoon, this guy had chatted me, had messaged me that he wanted to buy the phone. And so far, out of everybody, like up to 20 something people that have messaged or they have sent a message to me that they're interested in buying the phone, it was the most serious, asking the most questions, like responding the most. It was almost like impatient, calling me, like messaging me like I should reply him fast and all that, trying to negotiate good prices. So I was happy. I think we agreed on like whether 65k or 60 to 65k, within that range. I can't really remember. So I didn't really mind. I just want to get the phone because the school fees is 60k normally, but plus charges, let's just say 62k, maybe 61 something, but plus internet and this and that. So let's just say 62k in summary. So I was thinking if I can get up to 60, then the remaining 2k is not too hard to find. I can just find it somewhere, and yeah. So 62k. So the guy agreed. I don't know. I think it was 65 or something like that. We had after we had negotiated and all that. So it was like, can you come and pick it up that day, that same day? Like this time when he was messaging me, asking, this was like maybe 4 p.m. So I was like, nah, I should come the next day because I like it's my phone, so all my stuff are still here and I've not backed up a lot of stuff. So my mindset was like, okay, within now and the next day, I'll quickly back up every other thing that was important. I'd already backed up majority of things, let's say like 80%, but there was still 20% of things that are still fairly important that I had not backed up. Even like these videos and recording now, like the previous series, I didn't back them up, I didn't uploaded it and a few other things. So I was like, okay, within now and tomorrow, I'll quickly go and back it up and do everything I have to do. So the next day came around and I told him like we'll meet by 12. He should come towards the university side and we'll meet around 12. So that was the plan and he was like okay. So I now got there around 10 because in the university there's like a free Wi-Fi place there and the Wi-Fi is pretty fast. So many of the videos I wanted to upload, they were big, like up to 1 gig, 2 gig, 3 gig video. I think all the videos in total was almost 10 gigabytes. So I needed like that much, and internet is relatively fast too. So I was able to upload everything. So the other thing I was now thinking is, okay, if I now give him this phone, like when he wants to meet me, I was thinking in my mind like, okay, I'll have to format this phone because obviously somebody new is going to be using it, so I have to like erase it and get some of my data out of it. So obviously I'll log out of iCloud and format the phone, then give it to him and he'll give me money and end of the story basically. So I was not like, okay, if I format the phone, when I want to now reach him to be like, oh, where are you? I'll need another phone to call him. So I just went and took my younger sister's phone, one random crappy Android phone. I was like, okay, I'll remove my SIM from here, put it there. Then when it's time, when he calls me, I can use that to pick the call. Then we'll meet, and that was basically it. So, but it seems that in the uploading phase, so first of all, I didn't leave the house on time, so I didn't start the uploading of all those videos and the remaining few stuff on time. So secondly, when I eventually finished, I ended up finishing around 12. I told him to come by 12. So I told him that by 12 he should, call me. When he gets there, he should call me, then we'll link up from there. So by 12, I still wasn't completely done. I was almost done already. So, but let's say 10 minutes past 12, I was not done. So it was time to like format the phone and everything. So that was what I did. So no, it seems that 12:10, I was already completely done with everything. So before this, the guy messaged me on WhatsApp. So I had already backed up my WhatsApp, but that new message he sent me, I hadn't backed up that one. So when I was not back up that one, I had already logged out of my iCloud. And to back up, I had to log in again. So I was just like, forget it. So I just formatted the phone then. So let's just say like 12:10, I was done with everything. The phone was like a brand new phone. It was time to now meet again. So I put my SIM in my sister's phone, my younger sister's phone. And you have to, it's like old Android phone. You have to pop the back open and put your SIM inside and all that. So when I popped the back open, obviously the battery like shifted, so the phone went off. And that's the thing, phone was 60 something percent, maybe it was like 70% when I took it like out of the house when I went out. So I was like, okay, this is more than enough battery. I'll just put my SIM. I'm just going to use it to receive calls and all that, and that's it. So I put my SIM in her phone, then turn it back on. And from 70%, but she did tell me though that that the phone battery is bad, like the phone battery is spoiling, that she needs to change it. But Obviously, she's still like how old? She's like 13, 14 years old. So I was like, you don't need a phone. Go and read your book. I was like, I'm not going to help you change this battery anyway. But that was the side point, yeah. But so I put my SIM, the battery, the phone went off. I turned the phone back on, and from 70%, this phone was now 5%. So I was like, 5%. How am I not supposed to use it? Well, I was like, okay, 5%. I was like, I'm just going to receive a few phone calls, so it should be enough. And as I was looking at the 5%, 5 turned to 4, 3, 2, like in my very eyes, so the phone literally just died. And I didn't even carry the charger. I had power bank with me. I carried charger for the iPhone, but for this Android, I didn't carry the charger. So now, fuck, what do I have to do? So now the time is like maybe 12:15, 12:20. So I now went around, since I was in campus side, I found a random guy. I was begging like, please, can I just charge my phone for a few minutes and all that? So he lets me charge the phone. And another thing again, phone took forever to charge. So I managed to charge the phone, so the phone had turned on. So around, let's say like the phone turned maybe 12:20 something night, maybe charged to like 2%. So the phone had turned on. So I put it in like loud so that if the phone rings, I'll hear it. Still no calls. I was not wondering like, why is the guy not called me since? Maybe he has like tried to call earlier. So I went to check the phone. Then I realized also like SIM 2 in the phone was deactivated. So the phone usually has two SIMs, SIM 1 and SIM 2. But it's almost like SIM 2 was on airplane mode, so no phone calls or anything could go through. So I now disabled, like turned off the airplane mode SIM for SIM 2. So the time was now like 12:30 something now, like 12:37. So I was like, fuck. So it's already 12:30. I was thinking maybe the guy had tried to call me within 12 o'clock and at 12:30, but my number was saying switched off and all that. So eventually my SIM was active now, and I let the phone charge. I was not like, if the phone can charge to maybe 15-20%, should be good enough to just make a few phone calls. So while the phone was, it's not ringing, it's falling now. So while the phone was charging, I was not expecting, maybe you get a call, then I'll quickly run. Because where I was going to meet him was a little, maybe like, let's say 20 minutes walk from where I was, where the Wi-Fi was to where I said I'll meet again. But no phone calls. So I was wondering, like, why wasn't he called since it's almost 1 p.m. So I was wondering, okay, maybe he tries to call me around 12 and 12:30. So maybe now I'll now be the one to call him. So it was then I remember that, oh, fuck. I had the intention to, before, to write his phone number out when he messaged me on WhatsApp so that I'll be able to call him directly. But I forgot, and when I was backing up, like I just forgot basically. So then I couldn't even reach him. So I was like, okay, what do I now do? So I said, let me just go towards the campus area, so in case he calls. So now it's already past 1 p.m. So it's like maybe 1 o'clock or so, 1:10, 1:15. So I now walk towards the gates area, like where we said we'll meet, and nothing. So I walked around, used my last like 1,000 to buy food or something. Nothing. The guy still didn't call, and I didn't have his number to like call him and ask him, is he still coming? So what do I now do now? So I now had to log into the GG app. So because I had formatted my phone, so literally I had I couldn't do anything with this phone. Like anything I had to do now, I have to literally log in my iCloud and my WhatsApp, restore everything. Like that's going to be a very long process. And I was like, since I literally want to sell it to the guy, like now I don't have time to do it. But how do I still want to reach the guy? So the GG app, I now use the Android phone. Like I open like an incognito tab so that what I'm doing will not save on it and all that. So I open an incognito tab, log in my Gmail there, then log into the GG app. So on the GG, I now message him that who my phone was switched off before, like I couldn't reach him, that he should call my number. I put my phone number there again, I should call it, then all that. And no call. That guy didn't come online on the GG app, so I basically couldn't do anything. So I waited there till almost 3 p.m. and the guy still didn't come. So at this point I was sad because I knew like the guy definitely isn't going to come today. So I was like, okay, maybe tomorrow, then we'll just do it tomorrow. So eventually later that evening, I couldn't still, because I couldn't be using the GG app. I put my SIM, activated my second one, like still no calls. So I now had to like log in back into the WhatsApp. So I had to like re-log into the WhatsApp. So I did it, log into my iCloud on my normal phone, then log into WhatsApp again. So all the messages came back, but that was when I now noticed that I forgot to back up like the last few conversations in my WhatsApp. So the message I even had with him, it wasn't even there, so I couldn't, I didn't have his number, I couldn't contact him again. So I'm still on the GG, I now messaged him again that please, he should just like resend me a message on WhatsApp so that we can continue talking. And guess what? The guy didn't respond on GG, so at first he wasn't online. So I went back to check the GG app and he had come online and read those messages. So all the messages I sent to him being like, oh, my phone was switched off, try and call me back and all that. He saw everything and he didn't, he just ignored it. He just left me on read basically. So I was sad again because that was the closest like customer, that was the closest person that was like the most serious person so far that wanted to buy the phone. Actually showed a lot of interest that and basically ghosted me. And that's the annoying thing about this is everybody literally that's what they always do. They will like ask about it, negotiate, then some of them they will just ask for like some like very stupid prices. They will say they want to buy it like 40k. Is this phone iPhone 6? At least it's 7 Plus. Obviously, it's still like an outdated iPhone, but come on, man. Come on. If the annoying thing is, if you go to that same GG, you won't see any phone, any 7 Plus. The time I checked last, the cheapest one was 90,000. So obviously, my own, the back is a little scratched up. The camera is a little scratched, like a part of the glass is broken, but it still works fine. So let's even if you reduce it 80, 70. So now I've literally reduced my standards to 60k because my mind is like, okay, even though I won't make profit, because my idea before was I'll sell the phone, pay off the school fees, and have a little bit of extra cash to like find the random dead Android phone I have here at home, then just revive that one and be using that one to like make calls and do basic functions. But at this point I was like ready to even give up the extra cash, like they should just pay me 60k so I can just pay the school fees. And people will still be pricing the phone 40,000. So I just got tired. So that was basically what happened, that I still didn't sell the phone. So the lesson I did learn from that one is, first of all, if a customer is showing interest and if the customer is like, can I come today and pick it, just say yes, literally start coming right now. And second is like, always have your stuff backed up so that in case of anything I can just easily format it and I won't lose anything. And I think thirdly also, the last one is, don't even format the phone till you meet the customer face to face, till the customer sees the phone and assesses it and is like, yeah, I really like this phone, I actually want to buy it. Then you can format it in front of him. But till then, like, bro, just don't format don't format your stuff. So yeah, I was now sad, like, so what's now? So another guy messaged me, and this one too also seemed serious, was asking about price. So we negotiated. The guy said he wanted to buy it, maybe 70k or so. Then I told him, I was like, okay, can come and pick it up, because before I'll be trying to negotiate and try to keep the price high, but now literally I almost don't even care if they just, as long as the price they call is not lower than 60k. Like, I'm not like, bro, just come and pick it up, give me money, bro, I need money, just give me the money, I don't even care. Do whatever, like, take it however much you want, just give me up to 60k so I can pay my school fees, that's all I want. So the guy, I forgot how much he said, maybe 72, something like that, 72k. So I was like, okay, it's fair. So I was like, when is he coming to pick it up? And I was like, no, he actually stays in Lagos. So Lagos is a different state from where I stay. So I was like, okay, then in this case I have to waybill it to him, like I have to almost ship it to him, if that makes sense. And it was because from previous experience last year, and it's just very sad, this is just a side point, so I was still doing something similar to all this last year because it was still part of the school fee series. But then I sold PSP, and it's just sad that 1 year later I was still in this same trench, still in the same rut, facing the same problem. And it's not even because the problem is that difficult, it's just because I've been lazy, it's just because I've not been doing the right things. It's just because I've been very lazy, honestly. But anyways, so last year, when I was selling the PSP, the guy was in a different state and I did waybill, and basically I showed pictures, showed everything. The guy only paid for the waybill. The waybill price he even paid wasn't even enough, and I had to use my own money to like complete it to waybill. So after I finally waybill it to him, and the bus driver that did it again, it took almost maybe 3 days before calling back and forth. So it was a lot of stress, a lot of work. So finally the products got to him, the PSP. I was very happy, like finally. And guess what? I think the price me and the customer agreed then was 20k. Now obviously PSP2 was fairly old, a little bit scratched up and all that, but we both agreed 20k. Like, there were literally pictures about it, and I sent him pictures. So it was more like his child. If you go to one of the previous episodes in the last season, you'll see there. But literally sent him pictures, they had seen everything, and they saw it in real life, and I was like, oh, why is it looking this scratched up? Like, bro, you literally saw the pictures, like, what the fuck? But it seems that the PSP had already gotten to him, so I was like, I can't pay 20k for this. So he ended up paying, I think, he said he was going to pay 10k, then I was like, no, 10k, like, that was not the thing we agreed. So he ended up just paying me 12k. And the things that to put that PSP in place, I think I spent about 15k or even 12, maybe 13, something close to 15k. So it's almost like I lost money basically. So after having that experience, I was like, anything will be related. Because if it was like, yeah, but when the person had paid 12k, like literally to just the guy is just here, you can see it for himself, and I say no. So anything will be like, told himself, I'm going to be extra careful. This guy too was from Lagos, so I should be. So I just told him like, you pay extra 10k for Waybill, and I'm not going to use my money to help anybody this time, like last time. It's almost somehow. Maybe it's not their fault or it's not their business, but sometimes it's kind of sad after all the stress, after everything, like they don't even no sense of appreciation, like they don't even care, they're still angry that you didn't do it properly. But anyways, so we all agreed, everybody was happy, and I was like, okay, like the way he was talking and showing interest, you would think he wants it today. So I was like, okay, when he's ready to, like, she just told me when he's ready to Waybill so that I can do it. And I told him, since it's Waybill, we'll send like half of the money of the phone and the Waybill fee. Then when he gets the phone, he pay the remaining half. So just make it safe for both of us. And it was like, no problem. So very hyped up, and he just ghosted me also. So I was like, are you into Waybill it again? No response. So let me quickly. So yeah, basically that was it. Then another one again, one lady, she also messaged me as well. Then one lady, she also messaged me as well. Then she saw it, she was happy with it, so I wanted to buy. But I showed her the back as usual, because the phone is a little bit old, like it's fairly old phone, it's 7 plus and all that. Apart from when they manufactured it, even like using it, I think my dad first used it, then my other brother, then now the one using it. So it's like the back doesn't look very pretty and all that. So she was like, the phone is old and scratched up, that she wanted to buy it for her sister, but her sister said the back is too rough. So I was like, okay, it doesn't really mean I'll reduce the price, so they should just come and carry it. So I didn't do shit. So another guy messaged me today again. Like 2 guys messaged me. First one, he hasn't replied. Second one, he said he wants to buy it 40k. So I'm just wondering, because the 40k guy seems serious again. Was like, if I just say yes to the 40k, like he's try already to come and pick it up tomorrow. But like I said before, if I'm able to sell it, like if I can't even pay my own school fees back from selling it, it's almost like what's not the point. So the point I'm just trying to make at the end of the day is like, I don't know. At this point, I almost don't know what to do anymore. Like I almost don't know. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of everything. So what's not the new plan now? Because I thought everything had been sorted out. I thought finally, like, yes, like like I thought it was done. But obviously it's not done at all. So what's next now? The thing that is now annoying me is like, each time I have this realization, I just get angrier and angrier, because it's the same thing. So from when I've uploaded this very series, this season 2, trying to make my school fees back, it was like beginning of January. As I'm recording this video now, today is like 25th of February or something like that. So today is almost like, so it was almost like a month and a half since I recorded the very first episode. And since that first time, maybe like a week after that, my mindset was like, okay, it's to sell this phone. So the question I'm not asking is like, if instead of like since that time, I was like, let me just focus on my hustle. So in the sense that let me focus on like an actual skill or an actual business model, like dropshipping or SMMA or copywriting or whatever. Mine is more like YouTube stuff. So it's like, if I just say, okay, let me focus on my YouTube stuff for this time, would it be unreasonable that I would have made that money back by now? Will it be unreasonable? The answer is probably not. Like, there's a high chance I would have, maybe not the full, something like half. Now I have nothing, basically. So I'm not like, but the thing that always just comes to my mind is like, okay, if I want to actually focus on the business model, on the skill, it's going to take too long. It's probably going to take more than 30 days or whatever. So it's like, okay, let me just look for something I can do that will give me money tomorrow, like this night. And obviously the closest I've seen now is selling this phone. But a month has passed by, a month and a half has passed by, and I've still not been able to sell the phone. So it's almost like I did not even benefit anything at all. Like, I made no money from the YouTube stuff because I didn't even do it at all. But I didn't really take it seriously. Then I still didn't sell the phone, so I also made no money. But if I just focused on the YouTube stuff for like the skill or whatever, I would have still made money from it. So basically, I just don't know. Bro. So in summary, the plan moving forward now is I'll still try and keep the phone up for sale. Like, if any serious person is going to come by to buy, fair. But I think the other thing now is to just lock in, like, because the things that I know, like, I just feel like I know what to do. Like, it's so common sense and obvious in terms of trying to make money with like YouTube, make money online and all that. Obviously, it's not to say it's easy or anything, but it's like I just feel like if I do this, it will work. Like, money is going to come out of if you just do this. The question now is, why are you not just doing this? So I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know, honestly. But also, time is running out. I literally did my project defense on Friday. That's like 3 or 4 days ago. So basically, why I'm saying that is, after your project defense, that was like almost like the last thing. After that one is to just see your results and do clearance, and basically you're done with university. And if I don't pay this school fees off and fix all my other school problems, which still require money to some degree, like I won't still be able to see, like basically I'll be more fucked than I already am. And I'm running out of time. So, but that's another thing I'm just annoyed with myself. It's like, why do I? It's one thing I keep wondering. Is like, why do I keep living like this? Because I just know I'm not really a lazy person. I'm not really a lazy person in the sense that if you ask anybody that knows me personally, they won't really describe me as lazy. It's almost like I try to be useful. Like when I come home, out of all me and all my siblings, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I'm almost like, I don't want to say the most hardworking, but almost like the most useful. Just in terms of doing things around the house, or in terms of just doing things in general, like I'm almost like the most useful, the one you can almost like rely on, the one that works the hardest. But why is it that when it now comes to my own personal business, my own personal things, I'm very lazy? Like I keep procrastinating, I don't show up, I don't do what is required. It's also fun because I think I said it in one of these last episodes. When I was doing IT as well, I was one of the most hardworking, like the most industrious students, most hardworking, most useful, according to my boss. But why is it that comes to my own personal things again, my own personal goals and aspirations, and I'm lazy as fuck? So I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I just don't know, like moving forward now, I think is to just take this whole stuff serious. And I think also is like to just let time pass. Because my fear is always like, if I do something that is like real, like maybe something like YouTube videos or SMMA or copywriting, whatever, like it's going to take time before you see results. It's going to take 3 months. No, and I need to pay, I needed to pay the school fees like yesterday. So I'm waiting another 3 months. It just seems absurd. But that's the same thing I said last year, literally last season. That's the same thing I said January. Like I said, today is 25th. Literally few days from now, it will be March. Let's say like within now and Friday, it will literally be March. And if within now and Friday it will be March, that's already about 3 months, close to 3 months or so. So it's like 3 months passed by anyway. And it's the fear I was having is like, if I focus on something serious or long term, it will take 3 months before I see results. But when I did not focus on something serious or long term, those 3 months passed by and I still didn't see results. So at this point, I don't know. It's like I think I'm just ready to take the L. It's like I'm ready to wait another 3 months if it means I'm actually going to see results. But then I don't really know. We'll see where all this is going to go. But I think my plan moving forward now is to, obviously, like I said, still keep the phone up for sale and all that, still if somebody, like a reasonable person comes. And also is to just start actually taking all these grants seriously, like actually start to really put in effort. Anyways, that's been the update so far. See you in the next one.